You're raving, you're raving, you're raving with RWR. Fabulous songwriters from Belgium and beyond, the lowlands, the highlands, and far across the pond. On Instagram and Facebook too, you can follow, like, and share. Please hit subscribe and join the tribe from the comfort of your chair. You're raving, you're raving, you're raving with Hello, good evening everybody. How are you all doing? Welcome to Raving with Roy here, my little live stream series on my YouTube channel, Songs from the RWR Room, dedicated to singer-songwriters from Belgium and beyond. You are watching episode 83. Roy Gullane is going to be the guest momentarily here. I hope you're all doing fine and well on this last day of March 2021. And if you are new to the channel or you haven't already done so, would you please consider hitting that subscribe button down there and maybe give the video a thumbs up or a share later if you feel like it. Helps the channel a great deal, helps me get the songs out there and the songwriter promoted. Thanks very much. Tonight's stream brought to us, as always, courtesy of the great people of G-Sharp Guitars. They're the world's finest travel electric guitars. Check out the links for those great guitars below, in the links below. Please do that. If you are watching live, let us know where you're watching from. We have Mr. Good Mojo already in there from downtown Leavegem. Hello, sir. Good to see you. Sunny Leavegem it is indeed. Mr. Good Mojo, great to see you. Of course, we've got the mighty Chris Link from Germany as well, and the lovely Katja van der Porten. Right, loads of people joining us live. It's great. And Dennis Kelleher. Hello, Dennis. Great to see you. All the way from Tingland. Lovely stuff. Karen Pronk, great to see you too. Thank you for tuning in. Great friend to Roy and to myself. Karen, great to see you. Lovely to see you all. And I hope you're all doing fine and well. We're gathering the live viewers here as we go. And without further ado, let's go over to the Netherlands and talk to the great Roy Gullane. Are you there, Roy?
Here I am.
There you are. Good evening to you, sir. How are you?
And good evening to you. Very well, all things considered, as they say.
Yeah, all things considered. We're still alive and kicking, and sure, that's all we can hope for, isn't it?
It's about the best we can do. Cabin fever, now and again.
Yeah, has it set in a bit?
Yeah, now and again. But I just pick up a guitar.
Yeah, that can be the way to do it. That can stem the old the boredom. It sure can. Yeah. It sure can. You're playing guitar for many's the year now, Roy.
Quite a number of years. Yeah.
And I noticed. I know you play mainly standard tuning, but you're dipping into open G and baritone tunings and all that kind of stuff these days, are you?
Yeah. Well, I wanted a baritone guitar. The reason being that I was getting fed up with singing songs where I had to put the capo way up the neck to use specific tunings.
Yeah.
And I thought, wouldn't it be nice if instead of going up the neck, you could go down the neck?
Yeah, I hear you.
And right. It does help. So I actually ordered online a baritone guitar, which I received, and I was playing away with it, and I'm
they're gorgeous, huh?
This one wasn't particularly good.
It wasn't.
It wasn't, and I counted the frets, and it was just exactly the same frets as a standard guitar, and I thought, that's not right.
That's not right.
But what I did was I sent it back anyway. I wasn't happy, and I thought, what if I just buy baritone strings and stick them on a standard guitar?
Really? And it worked?
Yeah. And it's working reasonably well, yeah.
Wow.
I can't do standard baritone tuning. You've got to go a step up from, and then it then it works.
Go ahead.
It still allows me to go down the neck.
It's a wonderful thing. I put a set. I have a fiberglass guitar here. It's probably there behind me, but I put a standard set on it, and because the neck doesn't move so much, I was able to tune it down to a B, to a C. Sorry, which I think is it's obviously a step up from baritone, but it's beautiful to be able to do that.
Yeah,
to
hear. That's what I've done. I've got it right here actually. I've tuned the bass string is C instead of E.
Yeah. Oh, right. Give it gorgeous. Give us a look at it. What make is it?
It's my old beat up Yamaha.
Oh, it's your old Yamaha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
And this is my workhorse. I'll need to put the normal strings back on it when we get on the road again.
Yeah.
This is one of my flying guitars.
Ah, yes. You need a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And they have been so beaten up over the years, and that one's been broken twice. I've got another one in the house that's been broken 3 times.
Really?
But with modern electronics and stuff, you can still use them. They're just war horses. And my good guitars only travel overland. I don't take them on a plane.
Yeah, you're right to. Do you know Felicitas from Austria?
Felicitas.
Hello there. Yeah. Forster, if I'm saying that correct. Thank you for tuning in anyway.
Hey, Felicitas.
Lovely to see you. Thank you for tuning in all the way from Austria.
Wie geht's, Felicitas?
Wie geht's? Let's go back in time for a moment. Tell us what came first. Who came first, Roy Gullane? Do you say Gullane or Gullane? What do you prefer? Or you must have heard.
I answer to many.
Yeah. You must have heard a fair few different variations of that in your lifetime on the road.
I answer to Gullane now.
Gullane, the Dutch version now.
Gullane, yeah. But the way my family pronounce it is Gullane.
Gullane.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought Gullane or Gullane. Okay,
but
well, Mr. Gullane.
I believe there's an Irish variant, Gullane, so fair enough.
That's where I was coming from. I would have said Gullane. Right. I knew a lot of people call Gullane in Ireland. Yeah, I did over the years.
And that's the same spelling and everything. So
it is. So I was going to say, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Were you a solo artist before you joined the Tannahill Weavers, Roy, or was it all together in one big lump, or how did it go? How did it happen?
Before I joined the Tannahills, I was in a duo. There was 2 of us. I played with a guy called Drew Tannock. Yeah. We were called the Caberfait, and we basically did Americana. Humorous songs, songs like the things that Hamish Imlach used to do, and Matt McGinn, these kind of people. Yeah. Songs that were written, they would take a joke and make a song about it. Okay. Back in the days when people used to tell jokes. I was
going to say, is that where you got all your jokes from? These songs. You must have 8 million jokes.
Well, do you know what? When I missed this. When I lived in Glasgow, I used to I'd go and sit in the bar with a pint and just sit in the background and just listen to everybody telling jokes.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
But people don't do that anymore. They just don't do it anymore.
It's a kind of a dying thing, yeah. And unfortunately, then what you have is, look at this meme on my phone, instead of sitting down and talking someone through a yarn, you get this, here, look at this funny picture, rather than, it's it's a real art and craft, isn't it?
It's become very observational now. It's observational comedy.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's very funny. I'm not knocking it by any means.
No, of course.
The old-fashioned joke-telling thing is long gone. You don't get these old comedians now. In many cases, thankfully, take my mother-in-law. That's all that stuff's dead and gone.
For the European audiences watching, Katja loves the accent, but in case I have no subtitles tonight, folks. I'm sorry. In case between the Irish and the Scottish, it could be an uphill battle, but we'll do our best for you. Cara Richards asks, "Could you tell a joke there?" Putting you on the spot.
Oh God.
Oh God. Maybe later.
Yeah.
Cara, he has a ton of great jokes, mainly stories. Yeah, when you perform, you're a mighty man. Anybody who's seen the Tannahill Weavers live, and I've never seen you solo live really, but I've always only heard the Tannahills. By the way, I know some of the Tannahills may be watching, and I want to get this out of the way and thank you publicly. You celebrated 50 years of the Tannahill Weavers 2 years ago. At this stage, it must be 2 years ago now, is it? It's a year anyway.
Three now.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
And you made a beautiful album called Orach, and I just want to thank you. You recorded a song of mine on that album called The Ghost of Mcdonald, which was
Yes.
a wonderful version. So I just wanted to thank you publicly for that, Roy. It was a great honor to hear that song performed by the Tannahill Weavers. What a lovely version. Very, very proud of that one.
Yeah, it's a great song. It's a great song.
Well, thanks very much. Much appreciated. Hello, Ina from Zevenaar. Goedenavond, Ina. Thanks for tuning in. But anyway, we're going. How long? So 50 years the Weavers are going. After you had this duo.
Yeah.
Then did the Tannahill Weavers happen sort of directly after that?
No, we kind of intertwined. We shared the Caberfait. That was the duo that I was in.
Yeah.
We used to share the bill with the Tannahill Weavers.
Wow.
There was these 4 guys from Paisley, and they used to wear black pants and red shirts, and we thought, wow, that's really pro.
Uniforms and everything.
Oh boy.
Oh wow.
But yeah, one thing led to another, and when Drew and I, well, he moved down to London. We didn't actually split up or anything like that, but that is as good as a death knell for the Caberfait. And one thing led to another, and I met one of the Tannahill Weavers who just happened to be looking for someone to join the band. So,
and you never looked back since. No, yeah, you've been with them from day one, pretty much. Then.
Yep. Do you know what they asked me? He asked me to fill in for somebody, and it was a banjo player, and I don't remember the Tannahill Weavers ever having a banjo player. But this was this was his tale of woe. The banjo player can't make it tomorrow. Could you fill in for him? And which I did, and I kept filling in for this guy. No one ever. I've never been asked to join the band.
you just happened to be there and stayed there.
I'm filling in. I'm still filling in.
It's probably about time now, after 50 years of telling you that they formally invite you to join the band, Roy. I think it's time. I think it's time. I want to ask you about the first song tonight that we have lined up here. You didn't do many live streams, but you did embrace the lockdown in the sense that you put together this lovely series of YouTube videos, and your YouTube channel is linked in the description below. By the way, folks, anybody wants to check them out. You made this Roy's Jukebox, which is a lovely idea. Tell us a little bit about how that came to fruition.
Well, as you well know, we're not doing any gigs.
Yes, indeed.
for over a year now. So I thought, I've got all these songs that I've written, and some of them, there's really a chance that no one's ever going to hear them unless I put them out there, because there were songs like the Tannahills couldn't possibly do. And so I thought, I'm just going to record a bunch of them and stick them up online and start a jukebox, and hopefully people will pay €1 or $1 or £1 to hear a song.
Yeah.
And this will kind of give me a little bit of revenue. So anyway, I did it with great help from Eric de Jong, who I believe accordion player,
absolutely great,
master of the sound engineering and all,
as well,
a variety of things.
A whiz kid, yeah.
And he gave me a lot of time, and we recorded some of the things we did together as well.
Got a few of them coming up as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I will do some more, especially with Eric involved in the accordion, because I love performing with him. He's a very
great musician.
Yeah, a great accompanist.
He absolutely is. And as you said, a whiz kid around the desk as well, around the audio. Production and engineering too, absolutely. But this is one of the first song I would like to play for you is one that kind of struck a chord with me. I just thought, it's very hard. I was trying to pick, songs from the series that you put up, the solo series. So many great songs, Roy. And I, to my shame, I didn't know how good a songwriter you were, because I only knew you from Tannahill Weavers, even though you'd been singing great songs with the Weavers, and I knew you from traditional stuff and a few of your own songs. But it's lovely to hear these great works of yours. And the first one that I came across that I kind of struck a note with me was this one. I saw a child seek charity. Tell us a little bit, please, about the background of this song.
Well, it's going to sound a bit Bob Geldolfy here. I just get fed up seeing starving people on the television.
Yeah.
And governments throughout the world just doing as little as possible to help them out. You know, it's all down to basically man and woman in the street, how these people get more financial aid, because the governments don't give away anything for nothing. Nothing's free. These countries that are getting aid are usually having to pay something back. Perhaps cheaper bananas or something like that. But there's no free lunch. That's us, the people in the street that donate money without asking anything in return. And I got so terribly touched by what I was seeing, and at the same time angered at especially the politicians in Britain at the time. There was this thing on a Sunday, which I hasten to add I don't regularly watch, I just have to see it. It's called Songs of Praise, and it's it's filmed from a live or recorded live or something from a church, and this particular day must have been Armistice Sunday or something, and all the politicians were there singing their hearts out, you know, and I make reference to that in the song.
Fabulous song. I'm going to give it a spin, Roy, and it's a great song, folks, and check it out. And just, you know, and I always let people know that hopefully they will go and check out these songs at a later date as well from your YouTube channel, because there's so many more great ones there. Of course, the sound will be a lot better on your YouTube channel as well, as when I pull these videos through this streaming service, they can get a little bit condensed. But look, let's have the song. Today I saw a child seek charity from the great Roy Gullane, folks.
Today I saw a child seek charity.
Today I saw a child seek charity. A little face stared from the dust and sand, reaching out a tiny hand, touching hearts across the earth. Shame the nation of my birth. Among the cinders of an ashen land, the earth cracked open like a mouth that croaks for rain. Their grain is burning, we burn grain, where the earth is dry and bare. Life exists on what we share. Lives in the balance, lives held in a purse. Lives of people who would gladly take the crumbs, like children forced beneath the thumb of a mother richly blessed, and like orphans seek the bread. And the Sunday songs of praise ring out, and gather there are those who have no souls to save, who with their power dig the graves, and they praise a God on high, and leave innocents to die. And in the winter, when the cold winds blow, behind the curtains of the lonely and the old, someone shivers in the cold with a scarf around her head, in the coat she wears to bed. And she's heard the endless promises, the lame excuses as they weakly limp away, those empty words and ribbons gay. When the cuts have been agreed, she will be the first to bleed. Lives in a balance, lives held in a purse, lives of numbers in the economic plan. Lives saved when people lend a hand, and they wait for us to care, victims of the cross we bear.
Wow. Yes. Wow. Great. My kind of song. Love songs with a message. You know.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
Really always drawn to those kind of songs. And yeah, absolutely. Lisa likes it too. Your techie is watching there from the wings.
She's so biased.
She is. Lisa, I'd be smiling too. An absolutely touching song, gorgeous stuff. Thank you, Ina, and everybody who left comments there during that. Fabulous stuff. Tell us about that guitar. That's. I don't think you fly too much with that guitar. That's a beautiful Gibson Hummingbird, is it? If I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yeah, 1960. Oh, I forget.
Wow,
It's
a beauty.
The last time I took it on a plane, I carried it myself out to the hold. They took it from me, put it in the hold. I got it back. It was a dent in it. Thankfully, it wasn't smashed all the way through.
Thankfully,
that was it. It's coming off the road. This ain't. Well, it's not. It's not flying anymore.
No, wisely so. I think a 1960s Gibson is, is a precious commodity.
Yes,
you gotta be careful of that one. Yeah, and what is the time? I remember when you play with the Weavers, you have this very strange shaped guitar. That it was built like that. It wasn't banged into that shape on the road. But what is the name of that guitar that you play?
It's made. The maker is J Turser. It's JAYTURSER. J Turser. But the design is from a Brazilian person called Gianni.
Ah, yeah.
And if you remember, there was a girl group called Four Non-Blondes?
Yeah.
Pardon me. And they had one.
Fine line.
But I have never seen another one.
Oh, they did. The four non-blondes did have one. Now that you mention it.
I found that in a music cooperative in Seattle and traded it in for the guitar that I had at the time. Which, to be honest, I was having trouble with the electronics. And luckily enough, when the guy plugged it in, it worked.
Wow. Apparently, according to Pooh Ninja here, my friend Pooh Ninja says he made that Jay makes shark guitars as well, whatever that means. There you go. They sound pretty vicious, Mr. Ninja. Thanks for that.
It's not my favourite guitar acoustically, to sit around the house and play. But when you plug it in, it goes.
Yeah, it's powerful. Yeah, you need something strong and loud for the Weavers, something powerful. Yeah, it works very, very well on stage with the boys. Yeah, it sure does.
And it's a conversation piece.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, sometimes you as well. I sometimes at this stage of my life, I sometimes identify with the guitar before I identify with the person. I
Okay.
forget your name. But I know you play a Martin D18 with a or such and such, or Gibson J45 or something. That's the way my head works sometimes with these things. Beautiful guitars. And yeah, curious to hear what you do on the baritone setup you have now. At a later time, will you make some more of those videos? You think for the Roy for the jukebox sessions? Or?
I will, because I've written songs that are in grave danger of just never being heard because I don't perform them. I perform with Eric as a duo pretty rarely, and I perform on my own even more rarely. And there's songs at the Tannahill Weavers, they just wouldn't fit what we're about. No. So I don't think, I think they're worth not going to the grave with me, as it were. It'd be a great shame if they never saw the light.
Absolutely, it would be. Absolutely, it would be, because you're a fine songwriter, Roy, and great to get them out there, and put them up in whatever form. But the jukebox sessions are fantastic. And again, folks, check them all out, please, later on Roy's YouTube channel. Links in the description below. And I've left Roy's PayPal link in there too as well. If you want to throw a few bob into his jukebox, watch the videos, give him a few shekels, and by all means do that. So that's in the link below as well. Anyone interested in supporting a fine songwriter who's, like the rest of us, out of work. So please do that. Please do that.
Out of work musician.
Out of work musician. Sure, music is not work, Roy, is it?
Oh no!
Oh Lord!
We just, what are you complaining about? You just put the guitar over your shoulder and you go.
That's all. There's no work involved. That's right. Yeah, that's it.
You don't live anywhere. You don't have a house. You don't have a family.
No, sure, not at all. How many? Would you have any idea how many tours of America you've done at this stage in your life?
Oh my goodness!
It's a huge area of work for you guys.
We'll say, since 1980, there's 40 years. Must be getting on 80 tours. 80 tours that we've done. That's the kind of averaging out 2 a year. But of course, sometimes we only go once, and sometimes we go 3 times. And
yeah, the balance is out.
Yeah.
Has touring life changed a lot in the States now? I suppose it has, since you started going out there.
It used to be, well, it's still pleasant enough when you're away from an airport, but flying now is just such an incredible pain in the backside. It's not nice.
It's not nice.
It's get that done and over with. We've discovered that just never get dressed in the morning. If you're going to an airport, wait until you get
the other side.
Just go through security in your pajamas.
Yeah, better off. Yeah. Just go straight through in the pajamas going. So no point, because you have to almost have to get a strip search going through every time anyway. So yeah, what's the point? Exactly. I know what I mean. It's but I think from what I hear from other touring artists, it's and America is making it more difficult as well. With the paperwork and the bureaucracy and stuff. It's getting to be very, very tough.
It's getting expensive too.
Yeah. Well, at least if the gigs come back, you have plenty of work in Belgium and Holland and Germany, because they're also big places of work for you guys.
No, we don't.
Do you not?
That door's closed.
Oh.
No, Brexit closed that door. Unless the European Union countries want to pay us an incredible amount of money, because the permits, the work visas, the work permits, everything is just... That's right, crazy.
Because I'm forgetting, of course, that your bandmates are all living in Scotland.
Yeah.
And England. Yeah, of course. That is, I didn't think of that.
I don't know what it is. In Belgium's very complicated, because it's a regional thing in Belgium. what you have to pay. But
It's
to play in
okay.
Spain, it's going to cost like £650
Oh,
a head.
a head.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't go over and do a festival or a one-off gig. Or,
Oh, that's scandalous.
yeah.
That's scandalous.
And we've been hung out to dry by the British government. They've just hung us out. They've just tossed us to the wolves. And it's not just
Unreal.
musicians, it's artists of all sorts.
Hmm.
Anybody involved in the creative industries, sound engineers, roadies, the haulage people, the people that have got
Yes.
trucks that are specifically for musicians and all that.
Yeah, all that.
They are totally
Buried.
screwed. Totally
Completely.
screwed. Yeah.
It's shocking. It's a very sad state of affairs over there right now.
It's ridiculous. And they're doing absolutely nothing to address the problem.
The issues, no.
They're doing absolutely nothing. No, I mean, really, we've been totally thrown to the wolves. It's quite scandalous.
So, it's very, very much so. Well, okay, well, hopefully.
I'll write a song about it.
Do you? Absolutely do. And we'll send it over to Boris and the boys.
I think
And-
be very heavily censored.
Yeah, it will. There might be a lot of beeps. There might be a lot of
There'll
beeps.
be a lot of beeps. Like
Very
listening to a rap song on an American radio station.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep,
Beep, beep, beep. I want to play a song which features your great wingman Eric de Jong, and I picked Small Steps.
Lovely.
Because I think it's a great song, and you wrote it for your grandchild, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Little grandson, little Robbie.
Tell us about
who
the
is
song.
who is
and
now
Robbie.
2.25 years old. Don't forget the fraction one of that. Whenever that age. But I am what I like to call a martini songwriter.
A martini songwriter.
Yeah, I need to be shaken or stirred. So
Love it.
this obviously, becoming a grandfather, obviously moved me to song.
Movie to song.
And
Yeah,
this was
beautiful.
it's perhaps a bit of a shame that it's in Old Scots, so and there's no
It is.
subtitle.
It's in your dialect. Yeah, we've no subtitles for it,
Yeah.
but anybody who understands folk music, you'll get it. You'll get it. There's some lovely.
I think it's
It's a
gettable.
beautiful
I
sentence.
think it's gettable.
It's gettable. I think so too. We'll give it a play, Roy, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes for some more chit chat. Let's give this a great song spin. On accordion is the wonderful Eric de Jong, and this is Small Steps. In English, Small Steps.
Small wee steps, my braw wee laddie, 100,000 miles afore ye. Take your time, tend to your feather. I bide near home to your mother. May all your tears be tears of laughter. There's muckle eyes if ein would tell ye. Gen there's time, my dear wee felly, rattling tunes through the heather, tales I heard through my own feather. Evelyn sang the sang together. And as you sail down life's lang river, you'll want an old tongue on the tiller. Come the day, how come the weather? Beneath that water, calm and cellar, Rocks take our boaty shepherd. Nu Cogerin, this day is our curry down, now blow the covers, and should your dreams get absolutely, ne gesten are bold or stifiri, while the old hearts gather near you. Small wee steps, my bra wee laddie, 100,000 miles afore ye. Take your time, tend to your feather, I bide near home to your mother. May all your tears be tears of laughter.
Small wee steps. Kleine stapjes, as Ina says there.
Kleine stapjes.
Kleine stapjes. Awesome song, gorgeous, sir, really. And beautiful there, playing from Eric as well on the accordion.
Yeah,
a great
he's such a
wingman to
tasty
have.
accompanist.
He sure is. He sure is. A mighty man to play the accordion, and a great man on the sound as well. So thanks for that, Eric. If you're watching, thumbs up, sir.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. So give us a bit of Scottish there. Talk me through the chorus. There's small wee steps that lie afore you. What words? My bonny laddie.
My bra wee laddie.
My bra wee laddie. Yeah, go on. I'll try.
100,000 miles afore you.
100,000 miles afore you. Miles before you.
That's because what kind of triggered the song was I read this thing, some news item, that in the average lifetime, if you live to be 80, you'll have walked 100,000 miles. And
really?
little Robbie was just beginning to take little tiny steps at that point.
Wow.
But of course,
perfectly.
Children are kind of like very eager to do more. And that was the sentiment. Take your time,
Take your time. There's 100,000 steps.
There's 100,000 miles before you.
Miles before you. Gorgeous. That's gorgeous. You know what they call an accordion in Dutch? A trekzak, a pull bag.
Trekzak, yeah.
Stephen has commented there. Yeah, bravo.
As opposed to a squeeze box.
A squeeze box in our world. A trekzak, a pull bag in Dutch. I love it. Yeah, great words. Pull bag, trekzak is great. So is doedelzak, the bagpipe.
Yeah.
I love that's my other favorite Dutch word. Doodles.
I love that in Finland they call bagpipes sakapilla.
Sakapilla.
Yeah, a sack of what?
It sounds like a sack of pillows. A sack of pillows.
I thought you said sack the pillock.
Sack the pillock. Oh, great.
Come on, he's not that bad.
No, he's not. Yeah, no need to call him a pillock. I miss tunes like that, says Chris, with a pint in my hand. I know there's a lot of people that miss tunes and pints, Chris, but we'll get back to it. We will. Absolutely. I want to ask you a little bit, Roy, about the songwriting process. When you do tackle a song, do you need like weapon in hand? Do you need to sit down with guitar and do it, or do you take a lot of notes and kind of dip in and out of it as you go along, or how does it?
It usually happens when I'm messing about in the guitar.
Occasionally,
I'll come up with a a line or a couple of lines, or even a whole verse, and I go, "Ooh, I need to put a tune to that." But I'm better the other way around.
Okay.
I'm better finding the melody first. Do you know? I was really in my adult life when I encountered Winnie the Pooh for the first time. I had never had that as a child. Now there's a lovely moment, and I became hooked and read all this stuff. And this quote is from A House in Pooh Corner. Piglet asks Winnie the Pooh, "How do you manage to get all your poems and hums?" He doesn't call them songs; he calls them hums.
Yep, hums.
And Winnie the Pooh replies, "Poetry and hums aren't things which you get; they're things which get you. All you can do is go where they can find you."
Wow.
And I thought, perfect. That is
perfect. It is.
That's kind of how songs happen to me.
They take you to wherever they end up.
I you know, something will happen and I'll start writing verses. But usually, for me, it's usually the guitar kind of comes first.
Has it always been guitar, Roy? Is that how did you start playing guitar, or dip into other instruments, or?
Well, I play a bit of banjo.
Oh no!
But then, don't we all?
I'll edit that part out.
But I used to do G banjo to go back to the Tannahill Weavers. The banjo player. Yeah. And I love the bluegrass. I love Flat and Scruggs and all that. It's such fiery music. I love it. And but I haven't played that for many years, the G banjo. But I still mess with the tenor banjo. I still like to knock out a tune or two on the tenor banjo.
Beautiful, yeah. And I think open G tuning, some of the shapes on guitar match the 5-string banjo, if I'm not mistaken, do they?
Yeah. Yeah, you just miss the octave string, the thumb string, the banjo has. Yeah, it's exactly that's I think where guitar G tuning developed from, was from the banjo players.
Yes, so I believe that's right. Yeah. I remember someone saying that.
I mean, that's what the early days of Jerry Rafferty. He was very influenced by G tuning. He wrote lots of these early hits. Her Father Didn't Like Me Anyway.
Like Me Anymore, yeah.
Look Over the Hill. Blood and Glory. All these kind of early, when he was still in the Humble Bums, were written in G tuning.
Oh, in G tuning, yeah, it's crazy. It's a gorgeous tuning. I mean, open D Dadgad is what I would gravitate towards, but every so often you hear something in open G and it just works so well.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the most simple chord that it'll sound so rich and full and nuanced.
That's the word.
You know, and when you get the standard tuning, you need an extra couple of fingers to get the same nuance into the chord.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love it when that happens. When you pick it up and you just hear something, and you're carried away into a song or into a tune. And
there you got it. That's exactly it.
You get
the chord,
right?
the sequence of chords, whatever, just takes you somewhere, and then you're up and running.
That's right. It's fabulous. It's a fabulous thing. Tell us about Golden Braes, Golden Hills, I suppose, in English.
Yeah. Well, that's something we were in Germany on tour. It was autumn. We were playing in a place called Taunusstein, which obviously is slap bang in the middle of an area called the Taunus, which is very forested, hilly, and it was autumn, and the leaves were so colourful, so golden, and it was a beautiful day. It was like a summer's day, and that's what triggered that song. The next thing I knew, my imagination's running riot, and I'm not a singer, a guitarist in a band. I'm a labourer of some sort, working in Germany,
the song.
and visiting the bar at night and meeting a girl and spending some time by the fireside, having a couple of glasses of whatever, and staying up all night, of course, chatting.
Yeah.
We only chat in the song.
Only chatting. Okay, that's not that. I believe you. I believe you're right.
Well, it's just total figment of my imagination anyway. So
yeah, and that's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous song. It's a gorgeous song. So we give it a lash from Roy's jukebox sessions, folks, on his YouTube channel. Please check them all these great songs out. This is Golden Braes.
Golden Hills.
Golden Hills. Take it away.
Snell wind was blowing the wind, so November fell was the sun as a fine summer's day. Safe far fae mine land in yon fremmed country, being feed for my labour, mine young golden braes. The dews o' the next blunted through the gloaming. The sod for my keel, it was made for the day. I was loused, I was shifted, no time to be hefty. The hogged get company, mine young golden braes. I made tea in a house and I sat by the window. The wheel for it lassie blank tower my way. With a smile and a ree she say lively to greet me. You're welcome here, stranger, mine young golden braes. The thrine took the gate and they were sleeping. The fiddler in Sranton nae longer did play. Says I, my young lassie, please bide a wee bitty. And said she, don't buy me mine young golden braes. We sat by the hearthstone till flames became embers. What to call tons of time, we man never forsake. At length, 'neath the last glinting stone o' the morning, we parted drift wearily, mine young golden braes. There's many's an old road and many's a new moon. There's many's yet on the line we're putting way. But as all days of heat will I carry them minding. Oh, yon bonny lassie, mine young golden braes.
Wow. That's absolutely stunning. Folks, that's Tiny Bob is Roy's PayPal account there. Should anybody would like to donate to Roy's fund tonight, please do so. Roy, I was going to say that song is fabulous. There's a great folk vibe off it. In fact, it could really even be a folk song from the past. It has that
Right. Yeah.
vibe
Well, that's
to it.
mostly kind of how I write nowadays.
Yeah.
You
Well-
know, it's strange. Karen Pronk's listening in, and she
She
has
is
this lovely gig that she organises in her lounge, Karen's lounge.
Karen's
And
folk in the lounge.
That
yeah,
was
absolutely.
the first time I ever sung that song in public was in
Was it
Karen's
Karen's house?
lounge. Yeah.
Yeah, Karen's. We all did a lot of first things in Karen's house. It's an amazing. It brings something special out in us. I think she has such a great audience, and she runs a great show up there.
It is so cozy.
Yeah, it really is gorgeous. I was going to ask you though. Growing up as a teenager, then Roy in Scotland, was music already a big part of your life, and was it always kind of folk, or did you dip into other genres, or how did that go for you? Like,
as a young teenager, 1962, thereabouts, it was the birth of the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and all that stuff. So
yeah,
but God, would it be 1965 thereabouts, 64, 65, when the Clancys hit the shores of they come back across the Atlantic, and that's what did it for me. I saw the Clancy brothers on a chat show on the BBC at the time. Eamon Andrews, countryman of yours.
Oh yeah, indeed.
And he had the Clancy brothers, and that was just stunned.
Fine girl you are. Wow.
Battered me into submission right away.
Yeah. You and many more of us, I think.
Yeah. And that was my introduction to that. I'd heard dance band music, country dance band music and all that kind of stuff. But before the revival, before the mid-60s, before the folk revival, there wasn't a lot to be heard anywhere. Then it just skyrocketed. It mushroomed.
Yeah, it did.
For a decade or so, and then
it took off.
Then they managed to get the lid back in the box.
After 20 years of opening the can of worms was open at that stage.
They got the genie back in the bottle somehow.
Yeah.
But,
I was just curious about so that's sort of when sort of folk just kind of reared its head, and you went, that's the very thing for me, says you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was like hit by a train. I mean, it was that good to me. It just said everything that I needed to be said to me.
Yeah, it did. I know what you mean. It's a powerful music. It's a powerful music. How long have you been in the Netherlands now?
Oh, since '86.
Since '86. Oh,
yeah.
Long old time, yeah. And no regrets, of course. You love it there, as I do in Belgium here. And
yeah. Oh, it's great. Yeah. I mean, it's so Scottish. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. In what sense?
Well,
without the haggis.
Without the haggis, yeah. One of the first things you notice, you get all this stuff like baked beans and HB sauce.
Yeah. Yeah,
but the people are very Scottish, but they hate being equated with the Scots. They think the Scots are really tight with money,
unlike the Dutch.
and I have to tell them, we're learning from you guys. I never knew a country that was so tight wad. And then they complain. They get the cheek to complain about the weather.
Yeah,
it rains in Scotland.
Does it?
Yeah, and they forget that in the Netherlands there's always a wind blowing. We don't have that.
You don't know, not at all.
Oh, that's all right.
That's all right. No problem.
But I love it. They're great.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm basically saying is I feel so at home here. It's
you're welcome from day one. I know. And the audiences are great as well. Belgium and Holland, we have great concerts. They're great listeners, great appreciation for music. Not just folk music, songwriter music, all genres.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
very,
yeah.
very highly appreciated here, and I think it's one of the things that keeps the likes of you and I here in our adopted countries. Is that one of the things? It's wonderful to have it. Wonderful to experience the.
I find it so sad that the young musicians coming up are not going to get what we got. All these tours in Europe and meeting people and different. I mean, it's really different cultures when you're in Europe, which sounds like I'm going back on what I said about Holland. But there's different languages for a start. There's different attitudes.
Yes,
and especially in Germany, I have to say. I mean, Germany. If it hadn't been for Germany, the Tannahills probably would have been stuck at home. Every tour we did stemmed from the first tour that we made in Germany. Every subsequent tour, every country we visited, everything all stemmed from that first tour of Germany.
Because of how well you were appreciated.
Yeah, and because it forced us to take the plunge, and because the demand for the band was growing so quickly, we had to decide whether to keep the day jobs or go become full-time musicians. And
you all did. Did you all drop you went, away we go?
Oh, yes, we couldn't wait to end the 95 thing. So we took the plunge, amazing. But it's just everything that we've done stemmed from that first tour of Germany. But amazing, it was just the whole life experience that we got traveling through Europe and dealing with different languages and the whole thing. After it's dreadfully sad that young kids coming up are not going to get that, or young British kids are not going to get that. It's so sad, so sad. It was so enriching to your whole experience of life. This is and they're not going to get that.
It's a shame. It's a shame. As you
said, it's a crying shame. It's a crying
shame. It is. Well, all we can do. What can we do? Hope for the best and hope that we can, impart some of what we have and experienced to them. Maybe take them under our wing a little bit, guide them. Hopefully, they'll have a sample here and there of what we've had.
Yeah, hopefully the British
rising up the
government
ranks.
At some point is going to extract their fingers from their and actually do something, because there's a lot of people's livelihoods at stake here.
Oh, very much so.
I mean, it's something like 8 times as much money, or maybe even more, is generated by the creative industry in Britain. In Europe, they bring in more money than the fishermen.
It's amazing.
I mean, it's what the fishermen bring in is a fraction, and yet they got their deal, but the creatives didn't get it.
But the creators are overlooked completely. Yeah,
just totally tossed to the wolves. Shocking.
It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe for a country that has such a vibrant history in art, literature, music, culture. You know what I mean? It's such a shame. So, what's the answer? Get rid of Johnson and his cronies and hope in the next few years that things will change.
I have a feeling that in years to come, the kids, the kids of today, teenagers, 20-somethings, they're not going to settle for a door being closed in Europe. They're not going to settle for it. They're going to want back in.
I hope so. I really hope so. We have one more song, sir, before I say goodnight to you. And I want to thank you very, very much, Roy, for your time and your talent and your chat tonight. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you.
And likewise, Zahi, it's always a pleasure talking to you, man. On
the show, the last time we were here, we were toasting our dear friend Kieran Halpin. We were doing a little tribute, and we had a chat. You have a long history in Ireland, have you? Of gigs over the past.
Not in Ireland, no.
Not in Ireland,
no. The other Celtic countries have got so much of their own music; they don't really need the likes of us.
we don't need more Celts coming in here.
Took our jobs.
For some reason, I thought you had some history in Ireland or Dublin, but all right.
No. Oh, we've
That's
done
fine.
occasional foray into
Yeah.
Ireland and so, and Brittany was much the same. You know, we'd go there, a couple of tours, and then things would fade away
Yeah.
because they just had so much of their own music.
Indeed. But it's gorgeous too, eh? All the Celtic regions, they have such amazing.
So loved
they're
traveling
amazing
to all
music.
these countries and eating all their lovely food.
Also,
Yeah.
tell us about the Bright Light song, Roy. And was this the one you were talking about? It being more like a pop song.
I think it is anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe don't know how people that write pop music think about it, but
Sure.
it just kind of
mentioned
came to me, and I went, God, this is I don't know where this came from. But I think it was the chord sequence again that kind of
spurred it.
just triggered the whole thing.
And do you want to go into the background a little bit of the song itself?
Well, once I kind of got the melody going, I just it triggered a thing about a relationship, that long gone relationship, and well, now very, very, very long gone relationship.
Yeah, so a bit of reminiscent.
And yeah, just realizing that yeah, there was still a bit of feeling there, and but there was just going to have to stay a secret, basically.
That's fine, absolutely.
That's what the song's about. This is going to stay a secret. It's going to stay a secret.
Just top secret. Yeah, read into it what you will.
Yes.
I like that. I like that idea. Absolutely. Well, Roy, thank you so very, very much. We'll finish off with this song, and I'll let you go and have a great evening there. Stay safe and well. Look after yourself.
And you,
till the dust settles, and we'll go over to Peter Kelly's in Groningen or somewhere up the road, and we'll have a proper chin wag and a pint.
Yep, and a few tunes and songs.
And a few tunes. And that kind of stuff. We'll get back to it. It'll come back. We just gotta soldier on. Isn't that it? Take care, Roy, and thank you so very much for being here tonight.
Dahi, my pleasure, absolutely.
Slán.
Slánge.
The great Roy Gullane, folks, from the Tannahill Weavers. An absolute pleasure talking to the man tonight. Thank you all very, very much for being here. We have one more song from Roy coming up now, so stick around for the last few minutes here. I'm back again soon on the next Raving with Rua. Please give the video a thumbs up, maybe leave a nice comment below later on, and subscribe to the channel, please, if you would. Keep an eye out on the Instagram and the Facebook page at the RWR Room for updates of all the videos that come out. This live stream is a small but enjoyable part of what I do here on the channel. Check out all the playlists on the channel. There are 1 or 2 videos from the room here that come out on the channel as well. So for your listening pleasure, take care of yourselves. Here is the great Roy Gullane with a song called Bright Light, and I'll see you next time on Raving with Rua. Look after yourselves.
I still remember what you almost gave, that broken jewelry that my memory says became a secret to be taken to the grave. Like when I woke up with the breaking dawn, that empty feeling when a dream has gone, the taste of sadness when the page of love won't turn. And there's a bright light shining on a distant shore, a dream that takes me to your door. There's a secret memory opens up the gate, and a sad voice singing, it's too late. How we are molded by the hands of time, a few years older, a few extra lines. There's nothing more to say of violins and wine. I never knew there had been wounds to heal, and never realized my heart would feel forgotten memories that lay buried but so real. And there's a bright light shining on a distant shore, a dream that takes me to your door. There's a secret memory opens up the gate, and a sad voice singing, it's too late. And yes, you felt so good, so right, so warm. That night it will not go where time has gone. I saw the gentle breeze and now must reap the storm. But in that wasteland where our hopes are blown, there in a sheltered place a seed has grown. I see a flower that will never be my own. And there's a bright light shining on a distant shore, a dream that takes me to your door. There's a secret memory opens up the gate, and a sad voice singing, it's too late. There's a bright light shining on a distant shore, a dream that takes me to your door. There's a secret memory opens up the gate, and a sad voice singing, it's too late, it's too late, it's too late, too late.